It's Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News at 4. You might not want to hear it, but we are going to tell you. This March was one of the weakest in recent history. Vail and Loveland tied for the most local snow last month, 28 inches. Last year, everywhere had at least a foot more. March was just about equal to February and weaker than January and December. Most of our snow this March fell in just one weekend at the start of the month. During that 12-day heat wave, there was no snow. Today, not one Colorado ski hill is even close to 200 total inches. Last year on April 1st, Breck was within a foot of 300 inches. Copper was over 300. Just to reach 200 inches, both of them would need more snow in 1 month than they have seen since late January. So far, today's winter storm warning has been mostly a dud in Summit. It's been warm and sprinkling at town level. Vail Mountain did get 3 inches of snow overnight and a bunch of rain down low today. So much rain that you can no longer ski top to bottom at Vail. Lower Lions Head, it's washed out. An innocent question about heavy machinery in Dillon just might be one of the best inadvertent April Fool's reads today. Someone hanging on one man's junk wanted to know, why is Dillon tearing up 2 pickleball courts at Town Park? Here's what you had to say.
Affordable, deed-restricted, $1.5 million housing.
It means COVID is returned.
Building a stripper bar. Shotgun Willie's West.
In and out.
Donald Trump Memorial Library to contain 1 comic book.
I heard a Trader Joe's.
I wish. That would totally smooth over all the town court drama.
The real answer? Those courts are being torn up to make way for new courts. Dillon greenlit that rebuild a few weeks ago at the cost of $400,000. It's been delayed for over a decade. The new and improved pickleball courts should open by midsummer. The crew at Breck Terrain Parks, they got us good with a post about the recently approved Freeway Bike Park. They were sharing photos of jumps, bridges, drops, and a whole lot of dirt riding out on Peak 8. Most of it courtesy of AI. Today on the State of Summit, it has been over 2 decades since pine beetles ravaged the lodgepole forests of Summit County. Now comes the next battle of the bug.
And it's like deja vu again, but more hitting the front range.
That was Dan Gibbs, a one-time county commissioner and now leader of the State Department of Natural Resources.
It's going to bring a lot more awareness to the issue at hand than kind of the issues that we had in more kind of rural Colorado.
The good news is this batch of beetles eats ponderosa pine, which do not grow in Summit. The bad news, those ponderosa stands are centuries old, and the scourge has already started.
This new bark beetle epidemic will be hitting a lot of huge populations, and so I anticipate that it will lead to future legislation, potentially more money.
Gibbs and a new bark beetle task force are now looking to Summit and other mountain towns for lessons we learned during our infestation. Wildland Fire Chief Matt Benedict in Breckenridge tells them the clock is already ticking.
We were warned by some very smart fuels people that we had about a 20-year timeline before we would start seeing very aggressive fire behavior because of the buildup on the ground in the forest. We took that very seriously. We've seen that pattern play out all over the United States, so we are not alone in that.
There is no stopping the bugs, but widespread deadfall cutting has worked here in Summit for wildfire danger. Clear cuts and wilderness protected thousands of homes from the Buffalo Fire in 2018. Summit, state, and federal agencies have trimmed thousands more acres in the past 20 years. New fire codes require safer, more fire-resistant homes. Xcel Energy now using cameras with AI to find fires before they billow near the Wellington and Breck and elsewhere. The Front Range battle of the bug could be a tough one. Like Summit, the foothills are locked in perpetual drought. Dry windstorms are frequent. More homes there are at risk. As Benedict told his peers, meeting near the end of Summit's hottest winter,
we are going to have fires. That is part of our natural landscape. How we recover from those fires is the most important part.
Tune in again next week for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the Rockies beat the Blue Jays in 10 innings today, 2-1. That gives Colorado its first series win of the season. Tonight, the Avalanche face the Canucks, the Nuggets play the Jazz. And in local sports, Summit High Baseball playing a home game in April right now. They're up against Battle Mountain at Kingdom Park in Breck. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.